And welcome to Spin Me Up. Today I'll be going through spins as per usual, trying to give you guys some tips and tricks and strategy. If you haven't seen the last highlights, I suggest you do so. There's some key elements in there, and also you get to see how many coolers I can withstand in a session, as last time we had a bunch. Nothing out of the ordinary, this will happen, but it's a good visual for anybody watching to see how much bad luck you can get in such a short space of time in poker. Very normal, and it can go on for days, weeks, months, so be prepared if you want to make this a full-time job. Let's see what we get today. Hopefully some interesting spins. We're currently on a bit of a downswing. I think we're minus 400 at the moment. So yeah, let's see what we can do to pull up. Still not below our 25 threshold. We had a good run in the PKO 500, managed to get the top 170 players, so that helped quite significantly with the bankroll. So let's see what we get today. Definitely noticed a trend of regs coming, and it seems to be most games at least containing one reg, so that's going to have quite a big impact on your win rates. And yeah, we might get some interesting spots versus some regs coming up, so let's see. Stick on some music. Alright, let's just fire them up. No commentary this week, but tomorrow we do have the heads-up battle, me and Matt. I believe we're in territory where I can get 10 games plus ahead, in which case he might forfeit. Obviously the Queen's 3-betting non-lin. Typically you don't really want to raise Ace-2 to Ace-5, I believe it is. Ace-2 to Ace-4. They generally don't do that well, but I really don't see too much 3-bet shoving in these games actually. I'm going to go for a C-bet here. He's still going to have a bunch of Broadway suiteds. We block the some of the Queen X suiteds. Here we're obviously going to go for a C-bet. Not the best turn. He is going to have some like 8-6, 8-5, 5-6, 5-3 suited. We're just going to end up value towning ourselves a bunch if we bet there. No, he bets. Like Queen X suited. 2-pair that was planning a check raise. Does he bet a 7 this way? We'll just let this one go. I don't know too much about this guy. I would ordinarily call, but I think we can afford to play a bit tighter against unknowns ISOing. Need to get warmed up. Had a couple of small sessions today, both going pretty horribly, so hopefully we'll have a nice one in this live session. Shoving the 8s. Looks like he doesn't know whether to C-bet or not, this guy on the button. Really nice spot there. Really good for the chip EV. So he does end up betting. Brick turn. Consider check raising, but I think it might be better to Is he going to fold Ace-X? Is he going to fold any pairs? Probably not, so I don't think we can actually bluff this one. Could. I don't think even an overbet's going to work against him because, I mean, what fours do we flat out the small blind? Like, nothing. Let's try and take one here with the queen 2. And with the jack 3. Get called. This board does hit a bunch of draws. Still going to make a c-bet. Get raised, pretty easy fold. Could just check fold that board. I don't think that's too bad either. Expect him to check raise and flush draws. Still going to bet he's going to call with any pair and a heart. Pretty good river. I don't think we can really shove on him though. I doubt he calls with many 10s. Even kings are going to find it hard. Probably could shove, but so he had queen 10. It's quite suspect. He doesn't c-bet ace-x boards. Remember we said that before. Anyone who can c-bet an ace-x board doesn't generally going to have minimum some sort of showdown. I would always assume that unless you have reads. Ace-king get the first win in 75. Alright, it's a better start already. Let's make this one a good session. Just the 2x, they're always a bit boring, but they all count. Easy call here with the ace queen. It would have been an easy call with 3-way as well. And getting dominated, that's what we want. And he manages to chop. Not what we want. Easily my favourite format, spin and goes. I think I'm going to play my first live event on Friday with Corona 5-handed tables. Absolute dream. I cannot stand full ring tables live. It's the most boring thing I've ever seen. So 5-handed now, so no excuses. I have to go and try it out. Right, try and live with 9-4 suited. Don't want to play a big pot. Many draws on this board. Kind of sucks with the 8-5. He shouldn't have too many 2s or 3s in his range. He's going to have a bunch of draws. Let's see what the turn is. He just shoves all in. Can have king x suited, but I think overbets 3x. Does he do this? I'm gonna call. I should probably. That really blows. Might be a bit light on the call side. I probably have some other better calls there, like pocket pairs. Okay, this obviously hits some of the flush draws. He's basically only repping a flush, right? So I'm gonna call one and see what he does on rivers, because unless he like c-bets king 9, what does he bet that big on the turn? It's basically only flushes. Again, without club it probably is a bit of a loose call, but as we can see, he was narrowing his range pretty hard there. Let's see what he tried to bluff us with. 10-5 off. So we had some complete sputards there trying to push us off some hands. Yeah, ordinarily, like I said, I think my calls are a bit light, but against some unknowns and fish who are really narrowing their range, you are going to see these like ridiculous hands that you wouldn't ordinarily put in there. Nicole has fixed our spin and go spinny logo, so hopefully that adds a different element. I asked her if she could try and get it on certain elements, but apparently that was too difficult. We just win that. Alright, we've got a second win and this is actually going alright. I don't really want to get blown off my equity. I'm doing pretty good here. I'm just going to take a check line. He's going to have some aces, but not many. There would be 2 pair. They're all going to call a bet, so I'm going to bet for value. I expect some expect some of his like strong clubs would just bet min raise. I mean, is he? The question is he ever bluffing in this spot? That's really the question, isn't it? Is he ever bluffing? I doubt it. Could be one of those just ridiculous cycles against people you don't know what they're doing. Fish making some random bluffs. Definitely ISOing here. Really strong hand. Not our board at all. Take a c-bet anyway. If you got any questions, guys, feel free. Happy to try and answer anything. What do you play? What do you do in poker? What sites? PokerStar's making a comeback with their rake back, that is for sure. I think it's going to bring a lot of players back. The software is just too good. Guy limping on the button pretty religiously. Not going to do anything with the 6-3 off. Considering a lead, I think I will now, just for a bit of equity protection. You know, he's pretty much got always 2 overs when he limps the button there. Just gonna go ahead and check now. Splitting with all 6s. What does he check the flop with? Ace Queen 6. Ace Queen 6. I mean, I should be behind. Should be is the interesting part there. Don't remember anything about this guy. I'm just gonna go ahead and value raise. Alright, got a couple of wins. Let's try and claw this back. Alright, this will be a barrel spot for sure. Life easy and bet. This guy's being a right pain. The 7's a really bad card for us. Hits a lot of his draws. He checks. He could have some king highs that call. I'm hoping for a worse 6 basically. Let's see what he had. He did have a worse 6. That is fantastic. This guy is pretty fairly cheap for myself when I do barrel. He's done this twice now. I wonder if it's just his bluff move. This is no fun. He should bet all his aces on this board. I think for that size I'm gonna call. Insta half pots. I mean, when someone raises, like I said, just checks an ace-x board, they're rarely just suddenly delay bluffing, so he probably sucked me in with the 1BB. Should probably just exploit get out. Pop bet, no. To see my equity, and this I'm just going to shove. Well, that blows. That one doesn't. I was thinking just to check call flop and then check shove turns, but there was just quite a lot in there. 1, 2, 5. Alright, this would be useful. I could check shove turns. Just stack size was a bit awkward, we were getting a bit short. I have notes in this guy. Small bet bluff. That's always a good one to note. I think we'll be barreling this one off. Yeah, giving up for sure. Not really much point continuing there, especially with the spades. You don't really want to barrel those. Everything gets there. Queen 10, Queen Jack, 7, 6 flush draws. Alright, be jamming the ace 5. Small bet bluffs. I've seen the name a few times, can probably consider him a reg. What is that? Right, we have a gut shot. Definitely going to start out betting. Put a bit of pressure on him. He's calling. Double gut shot now. Such a draw heavy board, I expect him to check raise or to bet his strong hand, so I'm just going to go ahead and bet strong. He does call. Is he going to call me with a queen or an 8? Well, an 8 is going to find it difficult. I'm going to make it look I have some sort of queen. So it looks like he was just trapping a decent bunch. That's okay. I'm going to trap with the jacks. Come on, Stranke. In we go. Definitely betting for value. does have a few straight flush combinations, but we're not definitely value betting here. If he has a queen or a king, I mean, so be it. He's going to shove a lot of king x pre. Wow, and he snap calls with the 2 of clubs. That is some light calling there. Good to note for the future. I'm not sure I'll be bluffing him. Calling station alert there. Modest, playing quite a lot of pots. That is a bad board. I am not continuing there. Hit the flush draw. Obviously a really poor strategy there, 3xing from the button heads up. Super short stack depth, wouldn't recommend that. Maybe he just doesn't have the all-in button on his setup on his PC. Probably doesn't, by the way, he's doing it every time. You get some hands, get a double up. Definitely not the right colour there. He's checked. Aces should shove free, but I mean, I'm not going to start turning this into a bluff. And he has shown a tendency to be a bit of a calling station, so wow, we win there. Maybe I should be bluffing this 3-10 suited. Okay, interesting. Well, should probably just river bluff him because he just doesn't seem to. What the hell is this? He's min raised us 3 times. We've not been able to looking up, unfortunately. His queen's obviously going. Right. Oh, that's not what we want. Alright. Pretty much crushed just that guy with his min raises. It's alright, we'll take the 125. That would be nice. Obviously a fold. Gonna get some good barrel cards like this one. So make it pretty difficult for them. We'll be barreling that one off most likely. Is this the guy who I recognise? I think it is, so potential reg factor might tighten up my small blind a little bit. Instead of playing 100%, I'm just going to bet this. That's a really good turn. I want him to continue with basically everything. I'm gonna have to call this one. What does he call me with? Maybe some flushes? I have the ace of clubs. Does he seriously just have a 3? I mean, he shouldn't shove anything else other than a 3.
overseas, yeah, we trying to stop the terrorism, but we still got terrorists here living in the US, the big CIA, the Bloods and the Crips and the KKK. But if you only have love for your
Oh my god.
then you only leave space to discriminate.
Oh my god, that was probably a bit of a loose call, but Jack 10 off. Okay, that was pretty speculative, but I guess my turn sizing, that's kind of what I wanted to do, so I should have put some 10x in his range. That was quite bad by me, actually. What did this guy have when he shoved before? Queen Jack. 15. That was... yeah, that was a bad call. Bad call. Maybe give him a chance to bluff raise. Can check some flush draws. Shouldn't check too many, but I'm just going to call here. There we go. Get that bluff raise in. That's why sizing's a bit important there, like, because if he does have some sort of jacks, tens that bet, they might just call that small bet on the river. Some sort of weak queen. And I also give him a chance to raise, so I think I like my small bet sizing there. What's he got for maybe? Alright. His min raises are just doing us today, and he has checked very weird min raise there. I don't know whether he's like going for, he thinks he's protecting himself or something. I don't know, it's a bit strange. Just leave this one out. Nice to get this one in versus Stranka at a 125. 3.5. Wow. 6-3 suited. That is what you want to be seeing when you're playing in these games. Alright, Stranka, come on, we need to get this one in. Brick turn. Very well be bluffing there. We block the streets. King queen we block. Queen jack. Is he valuing queen jack? Ah, that one sucked. Could have just owned us. Don't think we're getting called by much here, but I think we should always raise. Alright, diamonds we were hoping for. That's not the good turn. So he actually got there with an 8. 10-7. This looks like it might have to be a call, which sucks. 5.5. Yeah, it's too much. Alright, let's go. Get this 10 or the 7. Terrible turn. That really blew. I was hoping to get the 1-2-5 there. That Queen 10 hand was really the one. I don't think players are really capable of bluffing like this. Unknowns, they generally are pretty unbalanced there. So I think I can just let the 9x go. John Corda. What did this guy do? I can't even remember what he did now. I think I'll just go 3 then. It is a good card for me. I'd ordinarily barrel it if I was bluffing, so I don't think it's going to call me king high. He might call me with a 5. Let's see here. Let's see here. Got there. He did have king high. Called with a 7 on the river. This guy's trapping with queen 10. I'm going to be pretty annoyed that there's not much we can do to make it look like a missed flush draw or something. Really important to just go big in the sizings there. Like, they're either going to call you or they're not. He had a king. He had a king. Alright, good flop. And a beautiful river. Taking the win in the 75. 3x, check. So he was either going for check raise, or he's delayed value betting. I don't think we need to bluff now. Okay, so he was pot controlling. That was pretty interesting. I think he calls river there with a 10 of spades. I don't think he folds. Aces. Time for some action. Well, it is a small blind ranged flop. Hopefully not too good. Is this the, this is a different guy. We're just getting min raised every player. Brick turn, 10-9 suited, Jack 8 suited, Queen Jack suited. I mean, there's a bunch of flush draws in there that just min raise. Alright, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Threes flipping. Well, we got a flush draw. And it comes in. I think we will go three-way and play this against the big blind. Same position. Don't do anything stupid now, Levi. Can't anyway. 2 earlier, but we'll just go for value against the 2. 7-3 is obviously super wide, but I don't have much reason yet to suspect that this guy is ISOing hard enough. I think we're still going to barrel this off. Playing the turn, value and protection. Queen jack. Well, we're live. Oh, we hit the queen. Getting some wins in. If any of you saw the last stream, you know that last time that was not the case. Maybe this is the one where we start to get some back. I spoke too soon. It's alright, we're still in the game. Bet for value with the queen 9 there. Heads up in both. Against this guy, I'm just gonna limp. I don't really have any reason to suspect that he's ISO heavy out the big blind. I think I don't need to take much of a shove strategy. Guessing stuff I should be calling. I don't think players ISO enough. Wow, that was a brutal river there. Brutal river. 2 pet. Value here. Wouldn't ordinarily against regs, but I don't know what this guy's doing yet, so I'm just going to do it for value. It's cool. It's not the best board. I think I'm going to go into bluff mode now. Put pressure on the 5 and the 4. Shoving this one, he's lived quite a lot. I think we are going to get some better hands to fold, so obviously call that. Alright, blocking some of his outs. Alright, we get that one in. This is a pretty nice board for us. We're going to just barrel this off for sure. If he calls there. As you can see, you can be pretty exploitative against most of these players. They've just got no idea what you're doing. Until obviously some of you are regs, and then you're going to join my tables and know exactly what's going on. Having the 8 here kind of sucks. We block some of his draws, so I'm just going to get this one up. Okay, so he's probably got like a 6 here. He might like call us, and he does. Assuming he had a 6, yeah, 6-2 off. I have to call this one. So. Do I want to get this one? Could just call that, but I think the small blind has so much dead money. Oh, no, why did I 3-bet? Cool, shove. Cool, shove. Yeah, this was pretty stupid. Hearts is not good there. Good turn for us. No joy. Yeah, really awful small blind call there. Could have just jammed pre. I guess that's printing money. put too much in versus a small blind range that just somehow calls and then shoves. It just 2 pair, nice. Alright, time to start bluffing, John. Alright, nice. Interesting bluff shove from him. This one we're gonna have to fold. Raise a value. 10-5. 4.1. Don't forget to catch all the previous highlights of all the streams, guys, on YouTube. Hit subscribe there, you'll get all the latest ones. Nicole spends a lot of time a week getting highlights of the commentary. Me and Lucky Luke been covering the W Coupe main, so if you haven't seen that, that's all on YouTube. And yeah, the spins every week. Last week was a big cooler session. Many coolers in the hour, so yeah, if you want to check that out and see me getting coolered, that's a fun one to watch. And tomorrow we're going to go heads up live, me and Matt in the office. Highlights from last week. I managed to get 3-0 hit on him. He was running pretty bad. He played at the casino, busted everything, and it came busted to me as well. So it wasn't such a fun session for Matt or Day even. But yeah, that's a fun one to watch if you haven't seen it. Poker deals. Also, if you watch Squid Game, we have made a meme, a video meme on Squid Game, also on YouTube. Check that out. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. If you like poker content, we have it on YouTube. Some other stuff as well. We made some memes with the Matrix, Fast and the Furious, Titanic even. So I'm sure you'll enjoy those. Raise. Okay, so 5. I think we're gonna have to call this 2 raise 2-5. You can have 4-3, but I mean, it's just. Modest. This was the guy that was min raising us with everything, wasn't it? Alright. Not the dream run out, but we could still be winning. 2-6. Alright, so. Gonna put a play 100% on him. Check raise. Alright, fine. Victor. Let's try and take Nicer versus Victor. Alright, that's a pretty nice turn. Unless it's got 7-6. But he didn't bet the flop, I mean. He's just calling 100%. He's played so many buttons. Good turn. Do I want to get him off the chop? That's the question. I think we'll try. I think we will go for it. Gustavo, are you... Don't know what Gustavo's doing. Sucks to not have a diamond in our hand to reduce his calling range. I think I'm gonna 3-bet this guy. He seems like he's kind of doing some stuff. Alright, we get that one through, that's nice. Queen we will take for sure. He is going to have some better queens in his check calling range, so I'm just going to check this one back. He's obviously going to have some kings that he traps. I think we barrel this one. Okay, so hopefully we'll get a 4 to pay us off. I think we're going to have to put the pressure on there. Did he call us? Did he call us? He did with a 4. That was beautiful. Conceivably, we could have bet the turn and tried to get value from the 4 because it's much harder to do on the river. I think we're going to have to call this against this guy. Wow, just shoves the 10s. Just shoving it in. I think I'm going to delay against this guy. Was not the turn that I wanted to delay on. One of the only ones really, so I'm just going to let that go. It's a long time before you limped there, but I'm still going to go for it. Let's see where we're at today. Managing to get any of these losses back. Nope, we are not. About even for the session. If you're not following us already, guys, make sure to hit follow, get all the latest updates, live streams. Fires are going in. Feel free to ask any questions. Happy to try and help you, especially if you're on your poker journey. Easy call. 10-8. Not our board. 1VB. 1VB. It's kind of like we have to call everything here almost. Just let this one go. Looks like he's really trying to milk us. Don't really know what he's doing. We don't have any backdoors, just save ourselves the trouble. Could conceivably call and try and take it away, but it's a bit weird. The guy never min raises and then just does that. Raise for this one. Well, we'll be calling down with that turn. Checks. Weird how he doesn't barrel that. It's like quite a good barrel card for him. But I don't think we're going to turn our hand into a bluff at this point. Definitely value bet against a 4, 5 and a 2. Check shove would be pretty disgusting. He should shove his ace-x's pre. He's thinking about it. Kings, let's go victors. I don't know whether he min-raised now because the guy was sitting out. Jack 8 is kind of a playable hand, so we're not going anywhere. Alright, nice, get that in. We're just gonna check rip this in. The SPR is just too low. If he manages to have a big hand, then so be it. And I'm guessing since he's tanking, he definitely doesn't. He's just wondering probably if he should call with his overs. By SPR, stack to pot ratio, if you don't know what that is, stack to pot ratio is always a good measure of like what strength hands you should be getting in. Obviously top pairs at a lower stack to pot ratio just want to get in, versus when you're 100 BB deep and your stack to pot ratio is much bigger. So that's kind of useful to look at, especially in tournaments, MTTs. Kind of helps you decide on what you need to do. Cat FC, I recognize. I am not fat. Funny name. I recognize as well. I think I played them earlier. I can't remember too much about them though. Check. Does that mean you were thinking of bluffing or you were thinking of betting a jack? Well, I'm just going to bet out. Because you're not going to bet your jack now. And plus will be speculative. Okay. I think we value bet against the queen. Jack's obviously raising us. This guy hasn't folded anything, so he did have a king. That's why he was thinking tanking so much. Do I want to raise? Get this in. I mean, we're getting it in anyway, right? So it doesn't matter what comes on the turn. Oh, good job. We did just call. He might have folded. Register again, actually try and get the same guy. that's another tip in spin. Like as soon as you see a guy you want to play and you bust the game, you should probably immediately try and register if he's really bad, especially if your player pool has a bunch of regs. You want to try and capture the fish, so you want to register in a couple of games as soon as the game breaks or you beat the fish, because there's a chance they re-register and you want to catch that game, because let's say you're playing a bunch of regs, getting a fish in a game is a huge EV. I think we bet protect here. I expect him to bet the flop with his draws as 10s and a queen, so and I don't really want to go check call with a hand as weak as king 3. I recognise both names, so I'm going to just put that one in. Without the backdoors, I think I just check fold this one. Alright, now I will put some pressure on. He's gonna have to call me with 2 pair, a queen, or less. If he calls me 1 pair, then good luck to him. Sevens is going. This guy's gonna start to get sick of us. Alright, we hit the monthly poker challenge. Stars. I don't remember about this guy. I think we're going to check raise. We're blocking all of his pairs. We want to get as much in as we can while the board texture is 8. That is an iffy turn. He's still going to call all his flush draws. He's going to call 2 pairs, might even call top pair, especially to this sizing. And if he jams, then this is amazing. Alright, so we're obviously getting this in. King 4 suited. I don't know anything about this guy. Oh, he fold there! Oh no! King 4 suited, 11 point, 12 point. I mean, if he's folding there, he must be on an absolute outrageous bluff. Call that one. It's amazing to still see that people put most of their stack in and fold. Poker is not dead, that is for sure. Closed in a little bit, probably queen 10. This would be pretty wide. So we hit the 7. He doesn't seem afraid of this flop. See what the turn brings. I mean, it's quite a brick turn and he doesn't even really hesitate, so against unknowns I'm just gonna fold this. Like, especially when he's pretty comfortable, doesn't even have to think. Wow, we lose against the queen 10 suited. Alright, we're getting the back door. He checks. Do I want to turn this into a bluff? This is obviously a call. I'm not sure about that one. Well, that sucked. I'm just gonna make a note. I don't really like flipping in games where I feel like there's decent edges to be had. Going to get some barrel spots here with the 8-9. Not really one of them, to be honest. You can just shove the king-queen pre-flop, but kind of experimenting with the non-all-in, especially versus like non-regs. Against regs I would just shove, but I think that non-regs plays a bad post-flop, you don't really need to. Calling. That's a really good turn, especially for him to just barrel off, so we're just going to be in cooldown mode. And even better now, he snap bets. King 7 suited, do we want to call with no spade? Obviously shoving the king 8. I got this guy labelled as a reg, very aggro, so yeah, we will be folding the 10-3 off. I think we take on the big blind. bunch of draws here, going to be calling river, so he checks. Can I value bet too? I mean, he's going to have more 3s than 2s, so I don't think we can. It's an interesting one. I should probably check that one out because we do have the ace kicker. Obviously calling there. Alright, heads up versus the aggro guy. Let's see what this brings. This guy's been pretty aggro as well, this sober guy. That's a great first flop. Hopefully he's calling with king high here. He's going to have some missed hearts that check back that flop. So I'm obviously calling river. Interesting, he turns king queen into a bluff there. But he doesn't just bet the flop that deep. He's pretty aggro. I'm just going to take a check back line here. Doesn't bet at all. I think I'm going to go even further and delay. Take the one stab now. If he calls, he calls. 8-4 suited, I'm obviously calling. Alright, got the back door and the straight draw for the aggressive guy. The only thing I don't like is the fact that he can just bet. You can just bet all in, and I'm going to have to fold some equity. It'd be nice to be able to raise now, but I can't really. Alright, ace-8 versus ace-2. He hits the 2. Oh, there we go. And like I said, just bets. Bets. Gonna have to watch my ISO range against this guy. I can't be all over the place like I am with most players. Not a good barrel up spot for him, but he did slow down the last one. Just check. I think we let him bet. He's going to assume I have a 2. He's going to try and take us off of it. And he will check back some of the straight draws, like maybe queen 8. 7, 8 might not check. What did he have here? Let's see. 7-3. So yeah, just nothing. Alright, nut flush draw. Looks like these two guys are regs. We're seeing them in a bunch of games. That's what I was saying about stars. Like, it seems like now that the rate back is in, the players are rejoining the site, bringing a lot of regs back. Which is not really that fun to see. Super straight out, bet the 9-4. Let's just jam this one in. Looks like we're just against regs basically. Getting no opportunity against this Han Sivanov. King 8 is obviously going to be a call. Sober seems to be quite aggro. think king 8 is one we can call. King 8 suited, we will continue, but I don't think we're going to continue with this. 5 is obviously going in. Go bigger here. He's either going to call or he's not. Good flop. Block flushes. It's going to be difficult for him to call with a 9. I don't think he's got an 8. He'll probably lead or check raise turns. Queen? Be interesting. He's just going to assume I've got fools or a flush when I do this. If he learns some shoving, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to give him. Have to change the ranges against the regs. Looks like we're bluff catching rivers. Well, we're not folding, it's just for, I don't think we can shove either. We could 14 in the middle. Jack 10. It's the only hand. Alright. Get that one in. Interesting how he calls the ace-jack suited. I would need to check that one. Yeah, so as you can see, some of the games with the regs actually start to get quite a bit tougher. There are still some decent fish in the game, but yeah, watch out. I think we'll make next one the last one, next round. It's another tip as well. Obviously, if you have a reg in your game, delay your registration. You can avoid them. Makes a huge difference to your EV in games, playing regs or playing fish, like really, really big. Don't underestimate it. Do all you can to avoid them. Queen Jack getting in. Hopefully you guys are getting some useful information from this. You have to test it on the tables, let me know how it works out. Right, definitely raising this. He kind of wants to play and he wants to play a cheap pot, so we're going to make sure that doesn't happen. And he's doing the same thing again. He could like just be doing this nonsense with 10-9, but I mean, do I want to get him all in, or is he what's he going to call? I think with 8-9 he's obviously going to call 7-9. So obviously a super whale there. Might get one last game on the go as well, so we got another one with this one. Let's try this. get called. Just gonna give up. Just gonna give up. Knowing when to let go, that is an important part as well. We'll leave that game. I think some players, typically unknowns there, will just bet their flushes. They're not really going to be in a check call mode, so I think we can get away with barreling quite decently. They won't think about the fact that you don't see bet the flop, whereas you probably would with your strong clubs. We are definitely getting a lot of folds here. He's got some 9x and 8x, wow, so he just check called at 10x, maybe he's even chopping with a flush. 1BP obviously calling, it's too cheap. Okay, that's interesting. Looked like he was just trying to bribe us into a raise somewhere. Alright, last two games. Let's see if we can get these ones in. Looks like we're against a couple of fish. Unless, of course, you're watching, in which case you're not. Not bet that flop. Alright, let's try and get them in. Boards this guy. Don't want to raise, not really getting much value. It's a good river. Obviously calling there. So he's just leading a load of nonsense basically. We've seen his leads, but I don't really want to start raising in case he does actually have something. We have good equity. Alright, this is nice. Do we want to raise now? I think we get value from his clubs on rivers anyway, so let's keep his bluffs in. This I think we value that. And now we're obviously going to raise. Get called by a 4 of clubs, which is pretty speculative on his part. Obviously, just a very bad player, which is really what you want to see. I think we're going to let him start bluffing. He doesn't take the bait, so no, he was never going to do anything. Decides not to lead this time, which is interesting. He's led all of his nonsense before and he decides not to this time. I think we will go for it this time. 3 high. kind of have to. All right, we get that one under the belt. If you are finding this useful, guys, hit follow. I'll be doing it every week. Tomorrow got me and Matt in the office heads up battle. That's always a fun one. Get to see both of us live, whole cards, and also on a Zoom call. I think against this guy we will call because he does like to bet 1 BB and make it quite easy for us. Against players who would make normal bet sizes, I would probably not call there. Alright, top pair. Looks like he's abandoned his lead strategy. If we get this game in, we'll have some profits. Now we're already a little bit up today, a little bit, not too much though. This really sucks when we got some good backdoors. He won BBs, his bluffs when he was doing it, so I'm not really sure what pot bet means. But that stacked pot ratio is a bit too low. I mean, I'm going to hit some equity on the turn and then what, like have to call off. Maybe I'm ahead of his draws, like maybe he just plays his draws this way. And I'm ahead of all those, but it's a pretty light call off. I'm just doing this a couple of times now, I'm going to have to start being wary. You want to shove, Josef. He's got Breaking Bad as his avatar. Alright, 2x call. Got a flip. Flip for the win. No joy. Still in the game though. Definitely calling his bet this time. It's back to 1 BB again. None of these are good cards. They hit all the straight draws to potentially betting. And obviously folding there. I can't really bluff shove. 5s, this will be going in. Alright. Just hoping he has a hand he wants to stack off with. Just fold. Good. Alright, now's the time to have something. I think we'll slow play this one. I think we're just going to check shove turns. Just check call and then check shove. I think we'll just try and get the money if he has anything. Probably could have just check call, check raised a smaller amount. Maybe he calls with his draws. Yeah, probably check shove is not the highest EV line there probably against this guy. But I mean also how greedy can you be? We just tried to call pre. Didn't check raise flop. So yeah. spades. Can I get value? Not really. Alright, ace-5 is going in. It's going to blow if he raises. Last time he had a pocket pair and he doesn't do much of the raising, but we're still not. We're still shoving. Definitely not our board. First thing to do for sure when you're playing is forget your cards. Board comes down. Does this hit my opponent's range with a check back range in the big blind and a heads up? This is hitting their range pretty hard. Just wondering when I'll start taking this away. Pretty bad river as well. Could potentially just pop the turn there and have some river decisions. Well, like I said, he's 3x before, but can't really do much this short. He does call. He has Queen Jack. Alright, come on, let's get this one in. Oh, no joy for the 75 on the end there at the end of the session. Yeah, nothing to be done. Hopefully you guys got some useful information and valuable material. Feel free to hit me up if you have any questions or anything else in terms of what you'd like to know, what you'd like to see. All the highlights from this stream will be available on YouTube next week. Tomorrow, don't forget to catch us, Heads Up, me and Matt in the office, going to war live. Zoom call, you'll see all the whole cards. It's pretty fun. He keeps trying to put me in spots and time bank me down in all these decisions. Yeah, so it's a pretty interesting game. If you're not following, hit follow, check us on YouTube, hit subscribe there, you get all our latest videos, and yeah, hope you guys are having an awesome